One eating herb, the other one eat all meats that God said you can eat.
That's right.
So he said, don't let the other one judge the other one. Because we saw that God, he didn't take away the herb, he just added the meat, didn't he? Go ahead and read.
For God hath received them.
So if God received them, then they must be servants then, right?
Indeed.
They eat those things which God commanded them to eat. And God didn't say that you gotta eat meat, did he? He just gave you a choice, didn't he? You can eat herb, and now you can eat meat if you want to. Go ahead and read.
Verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Who art thou that judgest another man's servant?
See, that's what they won't come. Who, you know, he said right here, we can eat, well, some men, they can eat all things. You understand? So who are you to judge me? I'm not judging nobody. I'm just reading you the book.
Make it plain.
And trying to keep myself from being abominable and defiled before the Lord. You do eat whatever you want to eat. Go ahead and read.
To his own master he standeth or falleth.
Uh-huh.
Yea, he shall be holding up, for God is able to make him stand.
Uh-huh.
One man esteemeth one day above another.
Now let's look at this for a minute. Because you know he said don't let no man judge you in meat and drink and respect for holy day, right? So he said don't let one man esteem one day above another. Are we talking about the holy days right here? Uh-uh. Are we talking about man's traditional holidays right here? Uh-uh. I'm going to show you. We ain't talking about that. Read that over.
Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
One man esteemeth one day above another.
One man esteemeth one day above another. So what are we talking about the days of the week right here. Go ahead and read.
Another esteemeth every day alike.
Another man esteemeth a day of life. Because you know, when Monday comes, oh man, I got to go to work. But when Wednesday comes, what do we say? Hump day. Don't we? Then when Friday comes, what do we say? Payday, time to get paid. One man esteemeth one day above another. Some men love going to work on Monday. Some of us don't. I mean, you know. But we know we got to though, don't we? Some of us ain't got a job to go to, so I'm very thankful.
Amen.
Go ahead and read.
Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind.
That don't mean you get to pick what holy days or traditional days. One versus the other. That ain't what this talking about. You know, you can choose Christmas over the Passover. That ain't what this talking about. Go ahead and read.
Verse 6.
Uh-huh.
He that regardeth the day, regardeth it unto the Lord.
Uh-huh. See, we talking about the days of the week now, aren't we? He that regardeth the day unto the Lord. Go ahead and read.
And he that regardeth not the day, to the Lord he doth not regard it.
Go ahead.
He that eateth, eateth to the Lord.
He that eateth, eateth to the Lord. Go ahead.
For he giveth God thanks.
Uh-huh.
And he that eateth not, to the Lord he eateth not.
Uh-huh.
And giveth God thanks.
Go ahead.
For none of us liveth to himself.
None of us liveth to himself. Go ahead.
And no man dieth to himself.
Uh-huh. Because the Lord said, all souls of mine, the soul that sinneth, is going to die. And if you eat any abominable thing, you're going to die. I'm going to show you. Go ahead and read.
Verse 8.
Uh-huh.
For whether we live unto the Lord.
Uh-huh.
And whether we die, we die
well,
unto
I
the
say
Lord.
this. If you eat any abominable thing and you don't stop, you're going to die. I'll just leave it like that. For he said, for whether we live unto the Lord. And whether we die unto the Lord. Go ahead.
Whether we live, therefore, or die, we are the Lord's.
We are the Lord's. So we're talking about servants right here, aren't we?
Yes, sir.
We're talking about servants. And we are not talking about holy days versus man's traditional holidays. We're not talking about you can eat anything you want to and don't judge me and all. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about days of the week. And then we're talking about service of God right here. Let's go now. Let's go to Isaiah the 66th chapter. He said, whether we live unto the Lord. Whether we die unto the Lord. Didn't we? Then we read earlier, man that defiled his temple, then the Lord going to destroy him, didn't we? Isaiah 66. Isaiah 66. We got two more after this. Isaiah 66, and we're going to pick it up at verse 15. Isaiah 66 and 15. Go ahead and read that.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
Now, you know, a brother told me that this could be talking about the lake of fire right here. Oh, what? He said the Lord gonna come with the fire. The lake of fire gonna be here when the Lord get ready to throw some people in it. But he said, for behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind. Lord ain't coming on no chariots like a whirlwind. He gonna be sitting on the throne when it's time for the lake of fire. He coming like all the whirlwind and all that stuff gonna be over with. So look at what he's going to say. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with chariots like a whirlwind. Go ahead.
For by fire and by his sword.
To render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Go ahead.
Verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
Now, what is all flesh? Is that just Israel?
It's everybody.
That's everybody, ain't it? This is all humanity we talking about right here. Go ahead and read.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Ooh, wait a minute now. You don't read this in no churches, do you? He said the slain of the Lord going to be many. Go ahead.
They that sanctify themselves.
Oh, they sanctified themselves. Remember what you read sanctified mean? Set apart, right? So they sanctified themselves. They set themselves apart. God severed his people and said, this is what I want you to eat and this is what I don't want you to eat, didn't he? Now these people took it upon themselves and sanctified themselves. So that means it's free for all. I can do whatever I want to do then, can't I? I can eat whatever I want to eat. But you can, but look at what's going to happen though.
That's right.
Look at what's going to happen. They that sanctify themselves, go ahead.
And purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh.
Eating swine's flesh, go ahead.
And the abomination, and the mouse.
Go ahead.
Shall be consumed together, saith the Lord.
Now, you still think you can eat whatever you want to eat? This talking about the return of the Lord. Because we ain't seen the Lord coming by fire with no chariot and rendering his anger upon all flesh, have we? We talking about a future worldwide event right here. And he said, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, said the Lord. And now, you know, people eat mice and rats. It's a delicacy for some people. Now, we're going to read this right here. You understand? Now, people might be twitching a little bit, but, you know, we're going to read this. Go ahead. Now, this is about a guy called Willard Van de Bogart. He said, rats for dinner. Go ahead.
Rat for Dinner by Willard Van de Bogart. When I sat down at the kitchen table this morning, there before me was a pan of freshly caught rats, complete with all their furry coats and long tails, inviting a repulsive gesture on my part.
You know, this repulsed him because he's from the United States. I'm going to show you what country he's in Thailand. You understand? And I'm not talking about nobody because you eat whatever you want to eat. Because you got people here that's eating something worse than that in the United States, like bears. You understand? Thought I'd clean that up a little bit. So go ahead, though.
It all took place in the small village of Bangta Nagai in Bafat, Phesai, in the province of Nakhon Sawan, central Thailand.
That's why I just got you reading that right there. You know, to central Thailand. All that other. We still don't know where it has nothing to do. Go ahead.
Coming from San Francisco and having been weaned on Western European cuisine.
See, he's from the United States. You know, what? This repulsed, he probably threw up. We go ahead.
With a good bit of the mixed culture cuisine called California cuisine, I was very unprepared on how to react to these rats on the table directly in front of me. But there they were, big, brown, furry rats, just laying there waiting to be prepared for a delicacy.
See? Waiting to be prepared for a delicacy. Go ahead.
Which this Thai family truly enjoys. It could be barbecue rat, or rats cooked in oil, or even chopped rat with chili paste, all of which were considerations for my sumptuous meal of rat.
Oh, see, so people eat rats for a delicacy. But you see what the Lord said? that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one in the tree of the meat, eat swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. These people, you see the Lord going to deal with these people. He's going to deal, in other words, he's going to destroy them. He that defiled this temple shall be destroyed. Because ye are the temple of God.
Yes, sir.
And if you defile this temple, you're going to be destroyed. And this is talking about when the Lord return right here. Now let me show you something. Let's go. We got one more after this one. Ezekiel 43. That is something, ain't it? People eat rats. But, you know, hey, it's a delicacy to them. Ezekiel 43. And we're going to pick it up at verse 1. Ezekiel 43 and 1. Go ahead and read it.
Afterward he brought me to the gate, even the gate that looketh toward the east.
Uh-huh.
And behold, the glory of the God of Israel came from the way of the east.
Uh-huh.
And his voice was like a noise of many waters.
Uh-huh.
And the earth shined with his glory.
Now the earth shined with his glory. So we haven't seen nothing like this, have we? This talking future, ain't it? He said the earth shined with his glory. Skip down to verse 7.
And he said unto me, Son of man, the place of my throne and the place of the soles of my feet, where I will dwell in the midst of the children of Israel forever.
Wait a minute. You see where the Lord going to dwell forever? On earth. In the midst of the children of Israel. Go ahead.
And my holy name shall the house of Israel no more defile, neither they nor their kings by their whoredom, nor by the carcasses of their kings in their high places.
Let's continue this. Let's go to Ezekiel the 44th chapter. We're just going to continue the story, son. We're just going to continue the story. Ezekiel 44 and 23. And look what he's saying right here. 44 and 23. Go ahead and read that.
And they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and the profane.
Oh, wait a minute now. You mean when the Lord returns, they're going to teach his people the difference between what? The holy and profane. What else he going to do?
And cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean.
And cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean. This is when the Lord returns on the earth. This is what he's going to have his priests doing. They shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane, and cause them to discern between the clean and the unclean. Unclean and the clean. What are we supposed to be doing then? If the Lord's going to do this when he get back, what are we supposed to be doing now? Discerning between what? The unclean and the clean.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and read.
24.
Uh-huh.
And in controversy they shall stand in judgment, and they shall judge it according to my judgments. And they shall keep my laws and my statutes.
Wait a minute. You mean you're going to keep the Lord's laws when he come back?
That's right.
That's good. You're supposed to be keeping them now. He said, they shall keep my laws and my statutes. Go ahead.
In all mine assemblies.
Uh-huh.
And they shall hallow my Sabbaths.
His Sabbath, that Sabbath's got an S on it. So if you're going to hallow his Sabbath, then that means you got to keep it, don't you? That's why we keeping the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread coming up. That's why we doing this. That's why we're going to keep the God willing, we all here, we're going to keep the day of Pentecost. That's why we keep it these days. Because we supposed to be keeping them now, and you're going to keep them when the Lord returns if you here. Because if you don't, then you're going to perish. Read that over.
24.
Uh-huh.
And in controversy they shall stand in judgment, and they shall judge it according to my judgments. And they shall keep my laws and my statutes in all mine assemblies.
Uh-huh.
And they shall hallow my Sabbaths.
Go ahead.
And they shall come at no dead person to defile themselves,
Uh-huh.
but for father, or for mother, or for son, or for daughter, for brother, or for sister, that have no husband,
Uh-huh.
they may defile themselves. And after he is cleansed, they shall reckon unto him 7 days.
Now, we didn't read that. But I just wanted you to see that the cleanliness laws are still in order too. And that's why the Lord's going to have you doing them when he returns. So I hope everybody got some understanding from this lesson. God's dietary law for humanity. Thank you. And now we're going to have a reading of the announcements.
Grace and peace to our brothers and sisters here at the Israel's Church of the Living God. If this is your first visit, we hope you will come back and worship with us again next Sabbath. There is no eating or drinking in the sanctuary with the exception of water. Brothers and sisters, please adhere to the dress code of the Israel's Church of the Living God. Brothers, please remove any head covering upon entering the building. Do not wear sleeveless shirts, fleece jogging pants, shorts, tight-fitting pants, or any other revealing attire. Sisters, you must have a head covering. This is required. Hat, scarf, etc. Do not wear shorts, skirts, midriffs, or see-through blouses, mini dresses, mini skirts, halter tops of any kind, revealing splits, tight-fitting, or cleavage-revealing attire. Modest apparel only. We have Bibles and scarves available for visitors. If you use a Bible or scarf that belongs to the Israel's Church of the Living God, please return it prior to leaving. If you live in the Lake County, Illinois area, please watch our television program, The Word for Life, every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. on Comcast Channel 17. In an effort to expand the church ministry, we have started a building fund. You can make your secure payments online using our PayPal account at www.israelschurchoftlg.org, or you can send your donations to the attention of ICOTLG at P.O. Box 8933, Waukegan, Illinois 60079. We thank you for your past contributions and hope for your continued support. Free will donations are welcome and appreciated. Finally, brothers and sisters, please continue to pray for one another. These are today's announcements.
If you'd like to contact us here at Israel's Church of the Living God, you can give us a call at 847-636-4792. That's 847-636-4792.